Welcome back to another week in esports. I'm your host, LuBu, back from the future, from the past, future past, from the future, from the story of Christmas future from the past, here to talk to you about esports here in Atlanta, Georgia, and around the world, but mostly North America. But today I got some international stories, so it'll probably be Dota 2 related. That makes sense. That's a shitty pun. I'm going to start talking to you first and foremost about League of Legends, the North American LCS. Although we have come a long way from the beginning of the season in which it was shit, we are now at the end of the season and it's a really gross fart. It's a shart. It's not quite as shit. We have a 6-way tie today for North American third place, which is really just fantastic. 6-way tie with TSM included in the group despite having been in the bottom 4 almost all season long. It is a absolute slobber knocker of a shit show, and so that is what you can expect if you tune into NA LCS today. It's going on all day. The 6 tiebreaker, it's not even 6 potential tiebreaker matches. They have to get it down through the tiebreakers. It's like a 6-team bracket. So it's just going to be all day nightmare. Any player that's involved in that has to be at the highest possible stress level for NA LCS. And I imagine that it is just going to really break and crack some of the weaker players. It'll be interesting to see how Anda does. He's an academy player who recently joined 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves has had a lot of problems. Echo Fox is down there, and they've had a lot of problems. Despite having such a strong showing, they've consistently gotten worse throughout the season as other teams have actually gotten good, which is really not a good sign. TSM made it in. Yesterday, Bjergsen solo carried his entire team through a match and picked up this team and carried them through Team Liquid, and it was insane. His play on Akali, who is a very strong champion, was absolutely bonkers. Team Liquid did not really respect anything he was doing. Only Doublelift was able to hold on, and it just really looked ugly for Team Liquid. They ended up losing, and TSM got into this tiebreaker nightmare scenario. And so we will be seeing and watching what happens from that. If you're a North American League of Legends fan, today's an interesting day to watch. Today's a day to check it out because it's going to be a real bloodbath. People are also saying that people like Wild Turtle and Santorin aren't past their prime because they are showing up in their matches and doing really well. It'll be interesting to see how they do today, if their veteran status helps them emotionally and, like, you know, deal with like the stress of the day. It is going to be a long day, and the longer it goes, the harder it's going to be on these teams. And so it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. And speaking of players who might be past their prime, we're going to talk about Street Fighter V. One of the 5 gods, Sako from Japan, pulled out a victory 2 nights back in Taiwan at the Street Fighter V Championship there. And man, it was amazing to watch. Sako is 39 years old, which, as someone who's close to 39, not that big a deal, right? Except for it is, because most Street Fighter winners, most fighting game players, there's the whole thought process that fighting games require young people with highly trained, you know, real quick reflexes to be able to participate and be able to play even at a medium level. League of Legends and MOBAs are a real prime example of how they only pick up 17 and 18-year-olds. But the fighting game system, Street Fighter system, fighting games in general, they do allow that mind game that allows older players to participate and play at that same level. And so Sako was able to win that tournament at 39. His wife and daughter were there. It was a great moment for a lot of the older gamers and a lot of the older players who are in their 30s who are concerned about that sort of thing, that they can still pull out victories and they can still win through a greater use of experience and intelligence and mind games. And so that's awesome to watch. It's awesome to see. You know, I'm happy for young people, but you got enough shit. You got everything, man. You ain't got to pay bills. You ain't got debt. You're living at your folks' house. Let an old person win something. Let us take a win. Give me a W. Sako didn't get a free win either. He played against all the top names in Asia to get there. So shout outs to him. Awesome play. Moving on to the last topic of the day, the International 8. TI8 was a nightmare this week with the amount of technical issues and difficulties that they had during the matches. We had streams going down every day. We had reports of people getting disconnected from the matches. You know, and it's in typical International 8 fashion that Valve is hands off and people just have to put the streams on themselves. Day 9 was able to host the stream better than the International's official stream. So everybody was watching day 9, which is cool. I like day 9. But like, that is such a shitty, ugly way to look. Like, that's such a garbage way. How's your prize pool 24 million and your production is garbage? Like, I don't understand what y'all are even trying to do with that system. And 48 different streams for every language is great, but like, all of them go down at the same time. None of it fucking matters. Like, nothing, none of it's good. Other issues were with the camera work, was really was inconsistent. The production was at times half-ass. You know, everybody wants to watch the International 8, but like, y'all are making it really tough to do that, and I don't know why. Hopefully they get this stuff sorted out this week. We got matches starting, I believe, tonight, but this is a fucking issue, man. This is some real D-tier professionalism on the part of Valve and on the part of the International 8. So hopefully they get that stuff worked out. Still excited to see the matches. Team Secret is up there for one of the teams to watch. Vici Gaming has 3 squads in the International, so they're all worth watching. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the International 8. I hope you find a stream you can watch. And if none of the official streams watch, I'm going to officially endorse Day 9 as the official stream of the International 8. Go watch Day 9 stream. Everybody else's sucks. That's all I got for this week in esports. I'm your host, LuBu. You can find me on Twitter at chef_LU_BU. And I will see you next week for next week's Week in Esports.